between Dracolich0 and Soboringasyou. Alright, so let me get rid of my friends.
Yeah, that looked a little weird. So we've got like pretty typical bands going around here. A lot of the community thought OP champions here. LeBlanc, really good burst, can insta-kill anyone off the map.
She's no fun to play against in the mid lane.
Just no one has a good matchup against her. She's too mobile, too much burst. It's just a bad time, so just ban her out. That's probably a good idea. Jax Rise, probably a little scared of the late game.
Yeah, the two scalers in the top lane, they definitely don't want to deal with those.
And then a lot of jungle bans out of purple team.
A lot of hard engagements,
no Feral Flare ban. Oh, I guess Nocturne's a Feral Flare
a little
jungler.
bit. He's kind of one of the weaker of the Feral Flare junglers, but he's still incredibly strong with it.
Yeah.
But he's no Master Yi or...
Yeah, he's not. He's definitely not Yi. He scales incredibly well into the late game, though, with his ultimate. I mean, who doesn't want a gap closer at like 3,000 range by the end game?
Yeah.
But I do suspect someone to play Yi if he's open. I mean,
yeah, Yi actually left open. And surprising, I think Yi wasn't banned in the last game either. No one took him.
Yeah.
So this is going to be incredibly surprising if we don't see a Yi.
I mean, Yi is like the #1 jungler, I think, in this patch, and I mean, he's perma-banned at my elo.
He's making a return from his Season 1 glory.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get rid of the damn champion, you know?
No.
They nerfed AP Yi, and so he finally is back in a normal spot, and then they released this item, which is like the Yi item. Really scary, but we see a lot of the same, I'm assuming, comfort picks for purple team. The Alistar and the Ezreal do come back if they lock these in with the double heal.
I mean, if it isn't broken, why fix it, you know?
True, there's some good pulverizes into shockwaves.
Alistar had a lot of really good saves, a lot of really good plays. Was very annoying to deal with in team fights. He did have the one flash onto a Caitlyn trap, which led to an early death right there. But after you... Also, too, with the Ezreal, after you steal a Baron like that, like we saw in the first game, how are you not going to play Ezreal in the second game?
Yeah, that's very true. And we see the Wukong come out, which is a solid pick, but Alistar is really good against that. Can knock him back.
It turns him into a helicopter, literally.
And exactly.
Like, if you pulverize a Wukong while he's ulting,
he never lands.
He just... Some say to this day Wukong is still flying.
Oh, my. Anyway.
Oh, Sejuani's locked in. Oh my
so Sejuani's actually a pretty good counter into Wukong. Yeah, she's a lot weaker early, but her ultimate's kind of like the counter.
And they're going for the wombo again.
If they go in, of course. I mean, once a wombo, always a wombo.
I think this is such a stronger. Just with this, if they pick the same stuff, obviously they're not going to have the Jax. They probably will get Orianna again. But with Sejuani is so much better of a pick than Maokai, I think. If you had Sejuani in that last team fight, or in the last game, oh my gosh, the Wombos would have been crazy.
We'll see.
Oh God.
Wow. The Shroomage.
Shroomage.
We'll see what happens here. It's kind of... Teemo's not really a team-fighting champ. He's mostly just that split pusher or set up for objectives with Shrooms and then bait them in and then get a good fight in your favor. So I don't think really the synergy between Sejuani and Teemo is really there. But we'll have to see how they play it out in game. I didn't mention Blue Team's Lucian yet. Lucian, one of the strongest ADCs. Scales incredibly well into the late game, but also really good in the early game and in lane phase. Leona, as you mentioned before, gotta get soft countered by Alistar because he can knock him back anytime he tries to go in.
And what's interesting too is they picked the Leona into Alistar. They already saw that the Alistar was picked.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Not respecting it or not really caring about the lane phase, or maybe a lane swap. They might be trying to bully out the Teemo early.
No Feral Flare jungles, which I'm extremely surprised by. Maybe Wukong could get it, but he's stronger.
That would be a waste on Wukong.
He's definitely stronger going the other Spirit Stone route.
Because he gets the AoE true damage on his ultimate, which is always fun. And the cooldown reduction, really good on Wu, because you have a stealth. I mean, all of his abilities are great to have up more often. And we see an Ahri mid against Ori. That's definitely a skill matchup. Both champions can clear waves. Both champions are relying on their ultimates in fights. And both can roam.
And we just saw Orianna too. I know you said it was a skill matchup, but that Soboringasyou's Orianna play last game was phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He was punishing Soraka 1v1,
yeah,
which is something you almost never see.
Yeah, he was I mean, he was one of the biggest players that game. Yeah, Israel had a really good bench too, but behind the curtains, Oriana just putting on a show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Malphite maybe will mess up their engage. Which I mean, look if you look at blue team's Wombo, I mean it's so real right there. Leona goes in, and then you have the Malphite on top, and then Wukong follows up.
I mean, they both have about the same amount of Wombo. Wombos are in equal proportions on both teams right now.
So it's all gonna be about who has the better vision and who can get the jump on the other team, I think. And yeah, because there's so much Wombo. It's gonna be fun to see. The late game fights are gonna be great. And I think honestly, if I had to give a team an advantage here, it would be blue team.
I would have to say so too. I know purple team had an amazing team fight team last time, but this Teemo,
yeah, the Teemo just doesn't fit. I don't think.
If they had even some like Renekton is still open too. Like even if they pick like a Renekton or something like that, just someone really beefy. Like you already have like a Sejuani, and Alistair with his ultimate is extremely hard to kill. But just someone who brings a little bit more to the team fight, because you look at blue team, they're strong all the way around in a team fight.
Yeah.
If Ahri has their ultimate, Lucian's gonna have his culling. Lucian does a lot of damage in team fights. He's extremely mobile, very good at kiting, and then they also have Leona, just so much lockdown. And then you have, if you can chain the Malphite ult and the Wukong ult, blue team just they might have looked at purple team's last game and was like, how can we out Wombo them?
Yeah,
and this is a pretty good team to do it.
And one thing also is that a lot of purple team's damage is going to be magic. I mean, the only AP or AD you're going to see is out of Ezreal, while blue team on the other hand brings 2 AD threats, 2 AP threats, and then just a ton of CC. So I really like blue team's ban pick phase here. I think they played it perfectly, and I think that gives them a really big advantage in this game. So obviously it depends on how it plays out and how this Teemo is used. If they're able, if that freaked me out. If they're able to bait around objectives and get people to walk into shrooms, then this Teemo could actually be really important in this game. But as of right now, and just looking at the team fighting possibilities, to me it looks like blue team just has it in the bag. And we see 2 heals on each side in the bot lane, ignites on both mid and top laners. And Malphite against Teemo, I think this matchup is probably going to go towards Teemo, which is maybe the reason they picked him for the laning phase. He is a really big lane bully because his autos have that free damage over time, like steroid on them. And Malphite, his Q and Teemo's Q are going to be trading pretty evenly damage-wise in lane. So I imagine Teemo to probably be able to win that one fairly easily. Ahri and Ori, I said that's a skill matchup. In bot lane, we already mentioned that Leona's going to get knocked back and disabled from the Alistar. But Lucian's going to be able to outtrade Ezreal pretty darn easily because his skills are a lot easier to land. He gets the free double auto attacks. And Wukong's going to provide, I would imagine, a lot more early pressure than Sejuani can. So if he's able to get a few ganks off, then they can already get the blue team snowball going early, which is going to be necessary. Well, it's not even necessary because Teemo, I just don't see him doing much. Yeah. I'm really excited for this game, though, because it could go both ways, depending on how the teams play it out.
Alright, so let's get into the loading screen right here. Actually, I'm going to take a look at the bracket, too, while we're looking at this. It looks like they're still, or maybe they just started, it looks like they just started another game. I wonder, no, 52 minutes.
Oh my god, 53-minute game. No.
It's 52.
93-minute game. He just said that's the status.
Where?
93-minute game.
Oh, no, but at the bottom, though.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just the status. I thought he was talking about the game that he was currently in.
So we'll give you an update on the last preliminary when it happens. Once it finishes.
Is that Shane?
Yeah. They're looking to hit it for about an hour. But we'll update you as soon as we get it. And then it looks like, actually, I'm going to switch it over to the bracket real quick because I think this is what we're going to do. So this is the bracket right now. We saw the first preliminary match between Zelfer and Soboringasyou, and then this is the next match that we're going to watch is Soboringasyou versus Dracolich0. And then from here, what we're going to do Just so people know what matches we're going to watch, we're going to switch to the bottom half of the bracket for the semifinals, just to make sure that we see some action from there and just don't follow one team throughout the whole tournament. So the winner of the Real King Beans and Squeen against the winner of A-Star versus Legal in the bottom there. That's the one we're going to watch next at around 2 o'clock. And then we'll head into the grand finals at 3, which will be a best of 3. So yeah, it looks like we're about to get into game here. So that's the bracket. Again, we'll update you on the last preliminary as soon as I get the text that says who won. And let's actually head back into game here. It looks like we're about to start any second now. All right, here we go. Alright, so let's see if there's going to be any early invades, any lane swaps, anything like that.
That's a nice skin, wow.
I
haven't seen that one in a while. The Bear Cavalry looking really cool.
Yeah, I think someone gifted me that
yeah,
once.
Yeah, that was me.
But blue team immediately pinged the purple team's red buff, so they might be looking for an early invade right here, and it looks like red team wants to start at their blue. Pretty standard. We do see a lot. Well, it depends with the trinket changes. Before patch 4.5, we saw a lot of invades. Post 4.5, we still see some from time to time, but especially like in the professional matches, we see usually just a lot of 4-man tower pushes and stuff like that. But this will be an interesting invade right here. Teemo's going to try and get in here. Teemo could be doing his job and
he's just
stand
gonna
as
waddle
a
to
lord.
his own death, I think. I don't know. If he goes and checks that brush, he's in for...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Teemo's going to go in. No! Teemo's going to go down first, but Leona gets
the
it.
Shield to the face for the stun is just an insta-kill right there.
Oh.
If you're going to make that play right there, you need to run as soon as the game starts. You just took too long to get there, and by the time he got there, he got a shield to the face and insta-killed. But we see Leona with the Relic Shield at the start, so she's going to have a little bit more effective combat stats in that bottom lane. And something to remember is they did change the Relic Shield a little while back to give 40 health when you kill a minion to you and your allies. So they basically have an 80 effective extra health in that bot lane that isn't accounted for by Alistar. And it looks like Sejuani is going in and out, but
it looks like she's
right on
back
time for
good.
the blue buff.
That could have been... I would have expected to see a pause there. Just because
too cool.
That's pretty crucial that she gets her early blue buff right there. So Teemo already down a kill, but
is
it was...
AD Teemo, or is he just...
That's what I was thinking.
What's it, like, what are his stats?
What's his stats? 34
Okay,
AP.
so he's AP.
Maybe it's a hybrid, or I don't know.
Well, either way, there's cloth armor and potions coming out of Malphite, so he expected some kind of AP threat coming out of Teemo. Or just wanted to reduce the damage his auto attacks are gonna cause on him.
I think he was probably for a little bit more sustain at the start here. Orianna already being a pretty huge bully in this lane here. I'm so excited. Just this guy's Orianna play was just so great at the start. Oh my gosh, he's doing so much.
Yeah, you can't let Orianna auto you that many times in lane, or she will just instantly win the lane.
And just like that, only after maybe the second minion wave, the advantage clearly in Orianna's favor right here. We see Lucian. Again, Ezreal and Alistar being pushed up to the lane. Alistar very weak early on, like we talked about last game. But the threat is if they push up like that, Leona really can't do much either. So they kind of take Leona out of the equation too, because if Leona jumps in under tower, Alistar's just going to absolutely murder.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things that could happen. And Sejuani could pull off a gank here, but she's not even anywhere near the area.
Yeah, and it looks like they're both going to head towards the top right here. We do see a ping going out for Teemo, and again, we see that early ward. Teemo, very good both games. He played Jax the other game, had a very early ward down. He knows that he's going to push the lane at the start, and he goes ahead and throws down that trinket ward very early. This Wukong might not get spotted by it. How much time is left on it? We see, I guess we can't see. But he is going to get spotted by it. He's going to immediately head back, and they know. So he's going to go ahead and head around here.
Yeah, so at this point, Wukong's lane cleared one extra jungle camp on top of the big buffs, while Sejuani's on her third. So already a 2-camp advantage, so Wukong needs to make a gank happen or just get back to farming.
And it looks like he's going to be going in the mid lane here. Ahri not anywhere close. He does throw the clone right there. So they do see Wukong, but again, Ahri was kind of pushed up to her tower. She's very low, very difficult to hit a charm from around there, especially when you have minions at your tower.
Yeah, so Wukong's just saying, screw the ganks, I hate you guys, I'm going to farm my jungle for a while. So that's probably the right play to make. Sejuani, not the best clear, so I'm a little surprised that he's just going to go for the hard farming, but it looks like he just wants to make it to the level 6.
Throws his clone. Is he going to get in range of the dash? He does have rev up. Ahri lands the charm. They're going to be able to throw down a lot of damage. She goes ahead and flashes. Using Ignite on Ahri. She picks up the first blood, and Wukong's going to be able to finish this off against Orianna.
Yeah, the charm actually didn't land there on Orianna. I think that would have been allowed Ahri to survive there, but Ori wanted it and flashed and used both summoners. Ahri still has Ignite, so Wukong can come back. Oh.
Overall, though, Sejuani throwing a little bit of damage, but she's a little bit too low. I think that was a great play by Orianna. She does, she picks up first blood, but she does die. I think she was going to die regardless, so picking up that first blood, as long as she plays a little bit safe now until both of her summoners are up, I definitely think that was worth it for Orianna.
Yeah, I mean, it was worth it for both teams. Ori got the kill that she wanted and a lane advantage, while Wukong got a kill and Ahri got the assist. So there's a little bit more gold going over to purple team, but Orianna's got a huge lane advantage, especially since Ahri got a tier.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ahri didn't get the kill either, so that, unless Wukong comes and camps this mid lane or something like that, this is huge for Orianna.
This is just a huge beginning to the snowball. 32 to 14 CS. She's already at 400 gold, which is
that's
basically
Doran's ring.
That's a first blood. I mean, that's how much gold that is. Still
Malphite, I think he
Not
threw
even
an Ignite
level
on
6.
Teemo. Let's go ahead and rewind. Take a look at what happened right there.
Looks like a flash EQ. Oh,
Yeah,
didn't
gets
even
the
need a flash. He
E,
just
one
stood
auto attack,
there.
throws the Ignite, and wow. That Ignite finishing off Teemo under tower right there. So Teemo already 2 kills down. We're going to go ahead and fast forward.
I think Teemo might have been better off taking heal in this meta. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think Ori and Teemo both should have taken heal. Take 4. That way you can't lose.
Yeah. And it looks like Teemo's going to be going for Blade of the Ruined King first. What do you think about that? I think it's pretty good on Teemo.
It's a solid item. I think he would be better off with the shrooms and going for like a Leandries Morello's build, personally. But his team fighting will be a little better off with the Blade of the Ruined King. But personally, I like to go for the shrooms because you can just chunk people down to half health from one shroom, and then late game, that'll just win you a fight. It's like a Nidalee Spear that just sits on the ground and waits for you.
Yeah. In the bottom lane, Lucian already about 15, a little over 15 CS lead. That's pretty substantial going on at the start here. They need to make some pressure down here in the bottom lane, or else this is just going to get out of hand.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, to me, this game is going to boil down to Orianna, and if she gets huge again, she's going to be able to make the difference with those shockwaves in the fights, as well as shielding her allies and helping them get big. So, O2 Teemo is not looking good for purple team at all, and their bot lane's also getting out CS pretty hard. And if Lucian gets ahead, I mean, his impact in fights is going to make Ezreal look like a non-factor.
Yeah. And Wukong, he looks like he wants to go for a red invade, or maybe he's just going around to gank that Teemo. They do know that the red buff wasn't taken at the start by purple team because they got the early kill on Teemo.
Yeah, so he's going for the red invade here, but it's pretty inefficient because you can see both of his buffs are already spawned. So he's wasting the amount of time that they could have been respawning.
Yeah.
But it is up, and Sejuani's near bot side, so it looks like he's not going to steal it as of right now, but I think it would be the right move to just go and take it. Or he's going to go ward it. That's so smart.
Yeah, I think he warded it, and then Orianna, she threw the ball. She knows what's going on. I think she might let it go.
Yeah, I think...
Throws the smite down early.
She's not going to be able to smite steal it because it's smite, but she could have tried to poke down Wukong and scare him off it.
I think she might have been a little bit hesitant just because Wukong came in for that early game. She doesn't know really how strong Wukong is maybe at this point
And
with
she
that
doesn't
early
have
kill.
a flash, so that's understandable. Just playing it safe there. Saying, oh, hey, sorry, your red's gone, man. Couldn't save it. That's your fault.
Yeah, so if this turns out, if Wukong does end up getting both these, it's going to be 3 buffs for blue team on the second go-around and only One. Oh, she misses the dash right there. She does get the slow. Teemo really nowhere to be found over here. So kind of a wasted gank, Sejuani.
She's not really been able to make anything happen.
Yeah.
She does have level 6 though, so her ganks, if she can go mid with Orianna, the combos can just be an insta kill for Ahri. She wouldn't even be able to ult out if she gets hit.
Yeah, and she does have her ultimate now. I definitely think Sejuani needs to make a presence known in the bottom lane relatively soon. Ezreal and Alistar having a difficult, not necessarily a difficult time. They both picked up their first Bloodthirsters, but Lucian definitely winning that lane as of right now.
Yeah, Lucian is so hard to deal with in early lane phase, and it never gets any better in the lane, which is why he's one of the top tier. And, you know, Double Lift's new main, it looks like, from what I've seen.
Now, Malphite has 22 ability power, but no ability power. Ahri lands the charm right there. Oh, Orianna uses the Ignite and the auto attack and the Shockwave. Easy pickup there for Orianna.
Yeah, that was just Orianna having the shield, not even scared, not even flinching. Just like, oh, you're going to walk up to me and not ult away? All right, well, there you go.
Ahri had flash too, and I think she was a little bit late on her ultimate too.
Yeah, she used her ultimate after she was pretty much already dead. She just got comboed by Orianna, and you got to expect that combo coming out when you're standing still. That was scary.
And
Ori's going to be huge again.
10 minutes in, Orianna is about to double Ahri's farm at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Only at 10 minutes in the game. Alistar going in. Oh, Leona went in, uses her EQ combo. Wukong coming in from the side. Sejuani here too. Wukong uses ultimate, knocks everyone up. Sejuani going to go down. Alistar knocks Wukong back, turns him into one of those crazy things.
What just happened? Did Sejuani's ult completely whiff there?
I think so.
Can you go back? I didn't see anyone getting frozen. I know she popped it.
Look here. Okay, it just got used. Okay, let's take a look again what happened here. So Alistar looking to get behind right here. They throw in some damage. Leona EQs in. Alistar flashes and then uses his ult. Ezreal uses his ult, and it hits everyone right there. It hit the two right here.
Leona and okay.
Yeah.
Did they freeze though? Is that the animation for that?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it froze. It looked like a red animation. It wasn't
weird.
what you would typically see.
Yeah, okay, that's why I didn't notice.
And a lot of actions. Nielsen going in, throwing out a lot of damage on Ezreal. Alistar knocks him into the wall and saves Ezreal right there.
Alright, well, at least you can see they're able to brawl with each other down in bot lane, which is good for purple team.
Yeah.
Because Orianna is just going to probably end up carrying by late game.
Yeah.
Just survive lane phase and let Orianna go hard.
Yeah. They definitely need to just kind of stop the bleeding, let Orianna take advantage of this mid lane. She is killing this Ahri right now. Oh my gosh, another...
Yeah, it's over.
There's nothing that she can do. Orianna should probably just go look to roam. She could force this tower and then go look to roam, and it looks like she's going to do that right now. There are no wards in the top lane for Malphite right now. He's extremely tanky, though.
I don't think they'll be able to kill him.
I don't think so either. He's going to have his ult and a flash. Teemo has the Bilgewater Cutlass, but with the amount of dashes that Malphite has right now, he should be able to get out of this no problem.
Yeah. Malphite, there's just no way.
And
He
I
might
don't
get
even think
chunked
he's
and
going
he
to
might have to waste
anything.
his ulti.
Orianna
He dodges everything pretty nicely.
Oh my gosh, he's taking so much damage.
Yeah, he's out.
He doesn't use anything, though. He's just going to go ahead and go back. Goodbye, Malphite. Not wasting any cooldowns. We see a lot of actions going in the bottom lane right now. Leona uses the EQ on Alistar. Gets a lot of damage in. Sejuani going to come in. Leona throws down the Solar Flare and hits Alistar. They pick up that kill.
Yeah, Wukong didn't even have to ult there, so they still need to be very careful. And I imagine blue team to just force the dragon here. And if an enemy comes, just peel off and ult with Wukong. But Orianna, she's mid.
She's too big
down.
of a threat.
She has no ulti.
Ahri can't.
If she had an ulti, then they wouldn't be able to do this dragon.
And look, there's no wards over here, so as soon as Orianna dips in like this, Ahri has to be scared for her life when she wants to go in. Because if she tries to go here, Orianna could just set up a kill right here and just instantly be up 4-1.
Yeah, Orianna's probably got the Needless available and is working her way toward the death cap. Alright, not quite. She's a little under.
Oh my gosh, the ult goes in. They're going to get this kill. Oh, the Shockwave barely almost out of range right there.
Never missing. That's 300 gold
charm.
to Sejuani. She needs that to get going in this game.
Yeah. Good pickup right there. That clutch ward right there showing that they were going to go back. And they pick up a pretty easy kill right there. Gets Sejuani back into the game. Yeah.
They got to kill. Teemo died top to Malphite it. There's an ult down and ignite down.
Yeah.
So just another Malphite all in, able to pick off Teemo. This is really looking bad for purple team, besides the Orianna, because they lost the dragon as well, and there's a 2,000 gold lead now building up for blue team.
Yeah. Orianna's going to be kind of the saving grace here. Lucian dashes in, throwing down tons of damage. Ezreal misses his Q right there, hits a minion instead. And yeah, Lucian just winning these trades pretty handily. We said earlier that Lucian was maybe about 15 to 20 CS up. And he's a little bit more like that, but at least they're holding even a little bit more. As long as he doesn't keep losing CS and they keep it even, I think Ezreal might have a fighting chance later in the game. But still, it's going to be a while before he hits a really good power spike. Ezreal doesn't really become a super threat until about 3 or 4 items.
Lucian's just able to trade 2v1 easily.
Yeah, and this Lucian's playing it pretty, extremely well,
he's
too.
got the bloodthirst,
Leona's going in real hard. Alistair forced to ultimate right there. She uses the Soul Affair, slows down Ezreal. He's going to eat so many ticks of the calling.
Yeah, that's 2 summoners burned. Both summoner heals needed to be used there.
And right now, they're just so far ahead that I think Leona doesn't really care about going in on an Alistair anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. She doesn't have any armor, so her tower diving potential isn't really quite there yet. But I'm sure she'll probably end up getting a Sunfire or something later in the game.
This isn't warded either. Orianna has to be suspecting something. Ahri's playing a little bit too aggressive right now up in this lane to really do anything. She could maybe hit a charm, but Wukong's going to go in from the back. I think she just used the charm. There's going to be an ultimate that goes down, but she flashes. Great flash.
Yeah, great flash and great decision making from Wukong, realizing the flash is up and not wasting his ultimate. Or just had to flash just based on the threat of the ultimate. So you don't even need to use it there. You can wane it out.
And Maokai looking to roam, but he was spotted by just a barrage of Teemo shrooms over here. They really want to pick up this kill on Orianna because, I mean, once Orianna's gone, purple team's chances will just get harder. They get smaller and smaller of winning. Sorry.
Yeah, and Leona's actually pretty good against Orianna.
A lot of damage going down right here. Lucian throwing tons of damage on Ezreal.
She can get guided easily, but if she does get on top of Orianna, Orianna has no way out unless she flashes. I mean, she has the shield and a speed up boost, but Leona can stun you for 2 or 3 seconds, and that'll give
Malphite has his ult. He should be able to pick this up. Wukong coming into this is another dead Teemo. 0-4 about to happen. Oh, he could just easily ult and kill it, but I think they might want to give it. I thought they were going to give it over to Wukong, but they do just give it to Malphite. Malphite 3-0 at the start right here. That's going to be extremely scary. Even though Malphite and Orianna haven't met face-to-face yet, Malphite's going to be able to take Orianna out of a fight. There's no question about that. When he's that far up, he might not be able to outright kill her, but he's going to force her to go away from fights. If he focuses at Orianna, he's going to take her out of the equation, and the rest of his team's going to be able to blow up purple team right here.
Yeah, he had an interesting build there, but he does finally pick up a core main item, the Sunfire Cave, so that'll really help him in pushing top lane. He doesn't have teleport though, which I would have liked to see. I think Malphite teleport is one of the best top laners with teleport. Tell your bot lane to ward deep, teleport behind, ult at level 6, double kill. I mean, I've done it so many times, and it's so free. It's really the way to go. Ignite has really gotten him a few kills on Teemo though, so I can't completely disagree with the summoner spell choice there.
And that gold difference in the bottom lane, reaching about 800, almost 1,000 right there, and they're looking for a 4-man gank right here. Malphite still has his ult. He could easily flash engage if he wanted to, but his team's a little far back. They don't really want to do anything. Team is going to be able to split push top, and this is where it hurts right now. If they don't turn anything out of this bot lane gank or the mid, Team is going to be able to push down this tower, and without Malphite, without a teleport, they're not going to be able to really stop it.
There's not a lot of ward coverage for purple team though, and I don't think
Orianna's in a bad spot. She doesn't have her flash. She gets hit.
Oh,
and the charm. 3-man gank.
The 3-man gank on Orianna to shut her down. That's necessary. I wasn't completely convinced by the roam there. Yeah, they got a kill on Orianna, so that was a good pickup. But the dragon wasn't going to be up for another minute, so there was no drag there to roam down, and they traded tower for 1 kill. They might be able to get some damage on mid, but it looks like Sejuani's there to show up, but she's just standing in the lane, so I think she's DC'd. Oh, there she's back and moving again. But trading 1 for a tower is not worth, even if it is Orianna like that. And if they would have come down about 40 seconds later, or a minute later, they could have picked up drag as well. And without Orianna, I mean, the threat of them engaging on you while you're a dragon is almost 0.
Yeah, and that's it's not looking too good for purple team. As much as we liked them last game, it's getting tougher and tougher for them to try and claw their way back in here. The only real saving grace they have is those team fights. When you have a Sejuani, they're going to have to rely on a really excellent Sejuani ultimate followed by an Orianna ultimate. And even then, with all the hard engage that blue team has, I don't even think that might not be enough.
Yeah, and like the Teemo right now is hurting them so much. It doesn't bring anything to team fights. It's losing the split push war, and that build isn't doing
He
much.
does have the tower, but he's not even ahead in CS. He's already forced a flash.
Yeah,
Malphite
he's
doesn't
down
have
2
anything.
levels, and
that's another dragon picked up by blue team. So this gold, I mean, purple team is just bleeding right now.
yeah, there's not much they can do, and Ori has to put the team on her back. As we've said, she's getting the Hourglass, which is really good against Malphite and Wukong. They go in on you, boom, pop it. If you have the reaction times to do it on Malphite ult, I mean, that's huge. You can just cancel a whole really long cooldown there. But it is a very quick ability, and you got to be on your game. Otherwise, you're just gonna die before you can even Zhonya's. So, they're just continually pushing all lanes, putting pressure everywhere, and grabbing drag when they can. So this is good objective control. I'd like to see them move their wards up into the enemy jungle. And start contesting their buffs. They saw Orianna has blue, so once she leaves lane and comes back, that's when you can easily start the timer for the enemy blue. And they don't see an enemy with the red buff, so
they're gonna get a slow on Malphite right here. But I think Malphite could honestly just turn this around. Orianna's coming in too, so it's gonna be a 3-man gang. Malphite should go down right here. Teemo throwing in a lot of damage right now. Uses the ultimate. Orianna should be able to get 1 or 2 auto attacks. I think that was the Sejuani ultimate.
Yeah, that was.
That was a huge cooldown for that.
Yeah, they used a lot. They used 1, 2 flashes and an ultimate.
And this is
Teemo uses flashes.
Ari forced it all right there. I think she was a little bit scared to get engaged on. But this is a huge window of opportunity for blue team to force objectives with all those ultimates down. Orianna still has a shock over here, but they're going to go in. Wukong uses his clone. Alistair misses the pulverized. Wukong taunting right there.
I love his laugh. That looks like me out there.
Yeah.
What a good guy. So yeah, the Sejuani ult's on a pretty long cooldown, but they didn't use the Ori ult, so their fighting isn't all lost. But it looks like they're finally doing some kind of grouping, but Lucian's able to easily clear the way with the Culling. Does 400%.
He's going to go in. He's going to look to go in order. They get the knockup on her. She flashes out. Oh, then the shockwave only hits Leona. They get the charm on Sejuani. She's going to try and run away from this. Teemo coming in from the side to flank.
The solar
they might be able to turn this around.
Whiffs, and that saves purple team. If that would have hit 2 or 3 members, that would have been tragic. But it got split out because the main target of it walked forward towards the team and dodged it completely, and the back line just walked back and kited out.
Yeah, they should be able to try and siege a set. Malphite's ult is going to be up in about 20 seconds. They could force a fight here. Sejuani's extremely low. Her ultimate is
sued. Very sued. There's no Ori ulti for a while, or Ezreal ulti.
This could be the first team fight of the game, and this is going to decide a lot of things. They might decide to back out. I don't know yet.
Alright, Ezreal ulti back up, so it's... Maybe you should cast.
Oh, sorry, let's go. Sorry, I was distracted. Lots going on right here. 2 down on both teams. Malphite in a very bad spot here. Alistair going pretty ham. Ezreal's still doing a lot of damage. Lucian went down. That's a lot of the damage. Ari is pretty much one of the weakest members on the team. Ezreal should be able to finish off. He picks off the Malphite with a Q snipe. Throws his ultimate out. Hits Ari with it.
3 for 4. They lost the mid tower there, but pretty much worth. Blue team went pretty darn aggressive with that tower dive and put themselves in a dangerous position where they couldn't retreat from. Ari still has ulti though, so she could land a combo.
She uses her ult right there.
She needs to use the to dodge the Qs from Ezreal and hit the combos, but not able to really do it there. And this lets Ezreal have continued free reign over the mid lane and the farm there. Although Lucian's back, so Ezreal's going to need to get out of there because he has no mana. There's no way he's going to be able to duel a Lucian. It's hard enough even with mana.
Alright. Sejuani. I think she just picked up red. She's just waiting there.
She already has red, but just camp in that area just in case he comes back.
Seeing what's going on. She's a little bit cold. She's trying to get warm by the fire right here.
Oh.
And then she immediately spawns her own fire.
Well, this is fun.
Do something. I think she might be maybe having a little bit of issues with lag or something like that. I
So
don't know.
Oriana has the most gold in the game, so that's good for them because we've seen really good plays out of him this game. And the Zanyas is finally complete, so his damage in fights is going to be not what we saw last game, but he does have the potential for dodging a lot of damage and CC that could come his way, which I like on Oriana. It's definitely a solid purchase because you don't have really any escape. And her cooldowns are rather low, so you pop a combo and then you can hourglass and then get another combo off pretty
You see a blue buff seal right here. Wukong actually taking it for himself. And I like that because that gives him a little bit lower cooldown on his ultimate, lets him clone a little bit more often. Wukong's skills actually do a lot of damage, so having the blue buff on him is a really good pickup. I would have, obviously you want to see it go on Ahri. Ahri trying to throw out a little bit of poke right here. But Ahri's just kind of so far behind at this point. Wukong's 4-1.
So the Teemo split push is now happening.
Yeah.
So
And
blue
no
team is
teleport
forced to do blue team is forced to make a decision here. Do they go for another dive? Do they take the dragon and give up top? Looks like they're gonna probably end up trying to bait it in a fight a dragon and then taking it for top lane, which purple team doesn't even need to go for this if they don't really want to.
And Lucian's
probably shouldn't fight a 4v5.
He's gonna head back and try and stop this tower from going down.
Since Lucian's not there, I think they're in a
He should be
pretty
able
good
to
spot
duel
to
this
fight.
Teemo though. Let's see what's gonna go on. Lucian. No, he doesn't want any of that. Teemo has the Leandris. We see a lot going on in mid right there. Alistair's right in the middle of the whole team right there. Sejuani coming in from the back. She's cornered by 4 members. Where's the team? Ezreal coming in, goes across the whole team, but doesn't pick anyone up. Ahri, oh my gosh, Leona, and the Malphite ult comes in. There's so much damage, and the solar flares. Shockwave goes down, doesn't pick up anything. Oh, Wukong using his ult. Oriana, forced to use his own. She's surely gonna go down from this. Oh my gosh, so much damage. She's still alive. She's still alive. Wukong picks up a triple right there, and the charm right there. Quadra down from Wukong.
Wow. They split and they went in 1v1 and or 1v2. 1v3.
It was 1 by 1. It was
1 by 1. They just went to get slaughtered each on their own, which is not how you want to fight with an all-in comp like that. Oriana should have been there when Sejuani was there, or I don't know if they were communicating or what, but Sejuani was on top of their whole team. That could have been a 5-man Shockwave W combo into Dissonance and Command Attack, and it would have done 50, 60, 70% of everyone's health bars.
And Wukong was able to pick up that Quadra with the blue buff. With his reduced cooldowns and stuff like that, you saw how he was dashing around, throwing his Crushing Strike or Blow, whatever it's called.
Blow, yeah.
Just all over the place. He was able to pick that up, no problem. And meanwhile, Teemo wasn't able to get a tower or anything like that. And Wukong was 4-1 at the start of that fight with that quadruple. He's 8-1, and he has the most gold in the game right now.
Yeah, that's where things get really scary.
Wukong, one of the most snowballiest jungles around. Once he is ahead, it is so difficult to stop him.
Mm-hmm. The AoE potential that his ult brings, and now he's got the penetration. So after he goes through and tears everyone apart, you got Lucian to follow up, doing extra damage.
Yeah, you think with a full ultimate Wukong, and then you think of the culling coming in too. That culling's gonna hurt even more as well. So I really like that early Black Cleaver pickup, and it looks like he might be going for a Banshees or something after that. So he's going a little bit tankier now. Just kind of wants to live through his engages, but oh my gosh, that Wukong is so far ahead right now, even with just 2 damage items.
Yeah, and the Malphite Wukong combo is just terrifying, and the Leona ulti was on point there, and there's just so much CC to have to deal with here, and I don't know.
You see a team. Wukong, 5-man ultimate, Malphite with the ultimate in right there. We did Solar on the back end right there. Blue team's going in. Amazing Shockwave! Oh my gosh, Alistair doing as much damage as he can.
It's not enough.
Oh my gosh!
The Wombo under the tower. They don't even care. Shockwave was still there for a really good disengage, but the Teemo just doesn't do anything in fights. There's just no AoE back.
That was so... Okay, Blue Team has played this really extremely well. They saw that Oriana was having a really big lead in the mid lane, and then they just started to camp her, slowed down how fast she was doing damage. If Oriana hadn't been camped, that Shockwave would have killed 2 or 3 people.
Yeah. She was forced to go for the Zanyas there, so she didn't have the Void Staff because of all the pressure they were putting on her. So, and that's Blue Team has played this perfectly.
Oh my gosh. Great Great Wukong ultimate and the Malphite ultimate to follow it up. What the Solar Flare I think only caught one person, and it was only the slow part. I don't think it actually stunned anyone, but still, just the wombo going in right there.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I can't believe how much damage. Like Wukong was able to start it under the tower, so he couldn't even stealth in. Like they knew it was coming. And then
Sejuani never got her ult off. That's how fast she died. She still has her ultimate.
My.
That would have turned. I mean, that might not necessarily turn the fight, but that would have definitely gone a little bit differently.
I think if it was a command shockwave from Ori, and as much as she had, and then followed by the Sejuani ulti, they could have maybe turned it. But
yeah.
as things were, there was no chance.
Just wow, that was an amazing team fight by Blue Team there. That was almost picture perfect.
And when you get killed like that to an AoE comp, I mean that really weighs down on you, and it's hard to bring the morale back after getting just
absolutely
tower died like that. I mean that hurts.
And also too, you think if Sejuani gets the ult off, and then we talked too at the very beginning about Teemo, that pick. What if he picks something else other than Teemo? Teemo doesn't really bring anything to a team fight at all. That could have gone completely the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But still, just what a great recognition by Wukong to go in, see them all grouped up right there, and he just, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better Wukong ultimate. That was amazing.
That was a 4-man, I believe, and Malphite just gets a free ulti off that too.
Yeah, and they're looking to pick off this Ezreal. He should be able to get out, no problem. It looks like they might want to go for this bot tower actually. Sejuani, oh gosh, he doesn't.
He's like, I'm lagging, man.
Oh, Leona going in. Alistair headbutts her out, but then he gets charmed by Ahri. Ahri uses her ultimate. Maokai goes in. Or not Maokai, Malphite. I'm so sorry. I think did Malphite? Yeah, Malphite used his ult right there.
Ulted just for Alistair. I don't know if that was entirely worth that. I think they would have been able to pick
one
that
kill
up
for a turret, and this is an inner turret too. They have to siege up. Lucian trying to defend the split push right here. As much as Blue Team is winning these huge fights, this team was just a huge thorn in their side. And minions at the very beginning of this amazing shockwave, and the Sejuani and ultimate.
Wow, they just counter-engage combos.
Oh my gosh,
so
Lucian,
well
why go down? The shroom! Oh, he goes down! And still over here, we see a lot going down. Wukong going back and trying to re-engage. He uses the ultimate. Sejuani's gonna go. Great Sonia's hourglass. Ezreal throwing out as much damage as he can. Wukong with the Cyclone, and he picks up the Orianna kill. Malphite's still doing a ton of damage. Ezreal trying to finish off the Maokai.
Blue buff. Ezreal just picked up a blue buff.
And he has the red buff too. Oh, but Malphite has the Iceborne Alistar coming in. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, really good. Orianna's just tired of getting dove, and this time they were just all. She literally got a 5-man shockwave under that tower, followed by.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! He could have arcane shifted out. I think did he hit a wall or something? I don't know what happened there.
I don't know, but he just got all in by a Malphite, and that's doubles for Malphite. A little over aggressive from Ezreal there, losing those very important double buffs, which are great on Ezreal.
That was a great turnaround by Purple Team, though. They needed that team fight. Even though they lost a lot of people, they needed the gold. They need, even if they stay even, that's better than just getting stomped. You either want to stay even or win team fights at this point if you're Purple Team.
And that was a 4-for-4, I believe.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, because Alistar died at the beginning. I think it was a 4-for-5 in favor of Blue Team.
Well, Teemo died too down here. Teemo Lucian died,
1-for-1.
And then it was a 3v4.
3-for-4.
Yeah, 3-for-4.
So yeah, 4-for-5 in total. So Blue Team technically came out ahead in that one, but when you're behind a good 7k gold, trading 4-for-5 is good because it stalls out the game. Your lanes are probably going to get pushed back up, and you can continue to farm. They just need to make sure to keep their ward coverage on Baron, which is going to be difficult with the other team zoning them out.
Orianna.
Like, look at that Malphite. I mean, he's just sitting there making sure that they can't ward.
He's so tanky.
I think Blue Team needs to get a few more pink wards, though. They have the red trinkets, but they're both on or off cooldown, and they're just not being used to clear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's one. That's good.
So, 33 minutes in, 25-15, 5-3 in turrets. The inhibitor just respawned. Malphite incredibly tanky. They have to respect his zone because he brings a ton of damage, a lot of engage. Wukong's going to look for
They're looking for the
They don't want to engage him. Alistair, what are you doing engaging? Oh my gosh. Leona goes in. EQ over here. They're trying to get rid of that Orianna. Great shockwave. Only hits 2. The Ezreal comes across. Sejuani gets hit. Malphite only hitting Alistair with the taunt right there. Oh my gosh, the damage going in!
No zone.
Orianna gets bursted down instantly. Alistair's so low right here. Ezreal's the only one. He gets a little bit of oh my gosh! The heal on Lucian saving him right there. And they might be able to push this up. This might be a little risky though. It's a 3v4. I would not No, that Teemo Shroom right there. Oh, Wukong uses his ultimate. They get the kill on Teemo. They're going to get the kill on Ezreal. And Alistar's going to go down too. And that Shroom goes off. Is Malphite going to go down? Oh, no, he's going to lose.
Wow, what a game. That was incredibly close. It looked like Purple Team was going to have a few counter engages and bring that one back. But even with the Malphite ult only hitting Alistar and the Leona ult only hitting Sejuani, they still weren't able to pull it out, just not grouping up. Neither team was grouping up. They had learned their lessons for the most part, and then that Wukong ult in the end, though, just